HarperAudio Australia presents Everything Lost, Everything Found, written by Matthew Hooton and read by Henry Nixon. For Shauna and Rosemary. I have often, said Smee, noticed your strange dread of crocodiles. Not of crocodiles, Hook corrected him, but of that one crocodile. He lowered his voice. It liked my arm so much, Smee, that it has followed me ever since. From sea to sea, and from land to land, licking its lips for the rest of me. J.M. Barrie, Peter Pan. Prologue. On the morning my mother bled to death on the banks of the Tapajos, I was nearly a mile away, scrubbing stains from a blue cotton pillowcase in Henry Ford's 100-bed sanatorium. That bright white building of glass and mortar, jutting like a new tooth from the green gums of the jungle. Even now, the sight of a pig-bristle scrubbing brush or the sharp whiff of dial takes me back to those final moments I missed. My mother rising from the shaded water, skin pale despite months of Amazonian sun, dark hair pulled back, wearing that red-frilled two-piece the dock workers pretended not to notice when she let her robe slip from her shoulders before a swim. Only this time, she re-emerged from the water, missing her left arm from the elbow down. And by the time the men who were still not watching had clocked this horror and leapt into the river to pull her out, the water had turned red, and she was so deep in shock she couldn't even form sentences. My father told me her final words were, "Tell Jack I love him." Untrue, though I loved him for the lie. What she really said was, "Tell Jack." I know this because I overheard the dock workers who pulled her out retelling their story outside the mess hall that evening. And again the day after. 12 years old, and I knew without a doubt which story was true and why. Now that I've been back in Michigan for so many decades, it's difficult to explain how such a thing could have happened, never mind what the place was like. I know my grandson, Nicholas, thinks of my personal history as an exaggeration or tall tale. And why shouldn't he? He cannot smell the leaf rot after each seasonal flooding, the fish tank reek as tributaries dried and islands formed, nor hear the utter cacophony of parrot and monkey chatter from the palm and rubber trees. So how could he picture his great-grandmother dying on the sand and grass beneath that giant sign, blue paint on white, that read, without any intended irony or foreboding, "Welcome to Fordlandia." 1. But here I am getting ahead of myself. So let's begin again with a sound. The one I've heard over and over in dreams for 7 decades. Our newly arrived steamship's long, low whistle, like some monstrous water bird from a lost world calling all within earshot to witness its appearance. A true Gyolus, a birdcage upon water, with its tall smokestack, hammocks lining each level of deck, and lifebuoys fastened to railings like bright orange Christmas decorations, their perfectly manufactured shapes and lines alien to the unruly jungle around us. We'd sailed south on the SS Iroquois for weeks before entering the wide, brown-watered mouth of the Great Basin. Then the Tapajos, that twisting green tributary of the Amazon. And, as we traveled, I'd stared at the jungle-clad riverbanks until my eyes watered, convinced they housed adventure beyond reckoning. Already imagining the stories I'd tell my friends back in
Sample complete. Ready to continue?